Welcome back to Words From Our Mouths. I'm Pete, that's James. James, before we get started, there's something I have to get off my chest. Just bear with me.
Did you say Wetcombe then?
Maybe. Yes, wet come back. Make of that what you will. But hang on, right, before we get settled into conversation, I'm just going to get something off my chest. My God, that's been there for ages. Right, okay. So how the hell have you been?
I didn't hear anything.
It's okay. My Audacity picked it up. It'll work perfectly. It was an excellent joke. What?
Was it a butt?
No, I dropped something on my desk as if to say that it was on my chest and then placed it down. Oh. I'm hilarious.
What a wonderful joke.
Yes, it was fantastic. As you can see, I planned it 14 seconds before we pressed record, so...
Isn't that your life planned 14 seconds in advance?
Well, that's generous, actually. I'm a very reactive liver. Something happens, and I react.
Is it planned negative 14 seconds in advance?
Yes, something like that, yeah.
So how have you been this wonderful week?
Has it only been a week? I think it's been 2 now.
I can't even remember when we last recorded. No, we released a podcast last week.
Did we? Oh, wow. I'm more organised than I thought.
Week, aren't we?
We're doing what?
We're at the end of this week, aren't we? Normally we should have recorded like 3 days ago.
Yes, we're giving you less editing time. How do you feel about that?
I normally edit in a day anyway.
Ooh, I can do things in a day. Blah, 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 blah.
I made presets.
It's great, isn't it? It's fantastic. Time saving. As for how I've been, yes, I have, thank you. How have you been?
Yes,
fantastic. Now we can move on to the real meat of the podcast, which is all pre-planned and very thoroughly organised. I think you'll find there'll be no awkward silences, because what I'll just keep doing is talking absolute drivel like I'm doing now until James interjects with something.
What is our first topic going to
be? Magnets.
What about magnets?
I find them very attractive. Oh,
I quit.
Okay, well, you know what? You can't quit because this is your project. You have to fire me.
I'm going to leave my 50% and leave you with the hollow remains of what could have been a beautiful podcast.
I think you'll find...
No, you ruined it.
I think you'll find that without me, this podcast would be hollow. I am the personality. I am the brains. I am the legs.
If you're the brains, we are fucked.
If you're the brains, we're fucked. Let's be honest. This isn't really...
Between the two of us, we have a brain cell.
Yes, and
who's got it this week?
It's in the post, so we're currently waiting for the brain cell on Royal Mail's 3 to 5 working day policy.
One of my favourite jokes to say about someone when they're being stupid.
Sorry, I'm just going to interrupt you there. I just need to highlight something that I just did because it's very shameful and it hurt like hell. I put super glue thing in my mouth and then got it stuck to my lip. And I just ripped a piece of my lip off.
Did it hurt?
Yeah. Yeah, it really did. I'm bleeding.
So, this is going to interject into my joke really well, is how do Pete's brain cells die?
Sniffing glue, apparently.
Alone.
Oh, that's depressing. Aren't we all alone when we die, really?
If we shake your head hard enough, you can hear it rattling around.
If you shake my head harder than that, you can kill me.
Ooh. Sounds like an idea. I mean, no, never.
No, yes, you would never.
What do I get if you die?
Nothing, James. You get a new podcast partner and you carry on as if nothing happened. Well, let's face it, nothing happened, did it? This is what podcast number 30-something.
I'm sensing an improvement. It's 23?
You're counting. You're a loser.
I numbered them.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
It is 23, I've just checked.
Interesting. 23 hours and nothing said.
If we hadn't taken a break, we've been doing this for 6 months now.
That doesn't sound right. Surely it'd be longer by now.
Well, we do one a week.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we're not even at 6 months yet. 26 will be 6 months.
When did we release our first one?
November 2021, 2020 maybe.
Well,
must have been because it was November. Then we took like an 8-month break, didn't we? I'm sure it was November.
Time flies. Yeah, that's for true.
I'd say time flies when you're having fun, but
and that's why these podcasts feel so long. It's a great way to.
An hour yet.
I know, yeah. If someone 10, you've only got an hour to live. You just stick a Words from Our Mouths podcast on, and it's going to feel like a fucking eternity.
You're going to pray for the sweet inevitable release of death.
Yeah, you're going to be begging to go by that point.
I already am.
Yes.
7 minutes, 19 seconds I've been recording with you, and that's it. It's too much.
It's a very serious thing, though, actually. We joke about this. But wanting to die... No, well, death, yeah, but like people wanting to die. I was watching a...
2021 was the first one. 21st November.
That's a long time ago now. I've done a lot of different things in that time. Anyway, I was watching a video. I watched a few videos, actually. I went down a bit of a rabbit hole about people's struggle with depression. And I made myself really sad. Because, I'll tell you why. Right. I made myself specifically sad about a few things.
The first podcast was November 2020.
You know what, James? I'm trying to talk serious with you, and you're just talking.
I was doing research still from the previous.
That's not
November
research.
2020. We re-released on 21st November, so we basically released a year after the initial podcast.
Hey, that's pretty cool. That's like an anniversary reboot of the franchise. the hugely successful, backed by popular demand.
Sorry, no, it wasn't.
Oh, come on.
It was a year. It was from the 24th November to the 7th of November.
Oh, well, that's close enough.
So it's still close to a year. For us, that's fucking close, to be honest.
And it's almost like it was organised, actually, but it's definitely not.
It was just we missed each other.
Are
we due a break again soon? I've had enough of your shit.
I was going to say this is this is our longest streak. Granted, it's only our second streak.
We've had other streaks. The streaming one that lasted about 4 weeks.
That went pretty well.
Victoria one that lasted about 4 weeks.
Lasted about 4 weeks for you. The rest of us carried on.
Yeah, I had enough of your shit.
Well, no, come on, because you didn't. Because you were then like, oh, let's start a podcast. What came first, the Factorio streams or the podcast?
Factorio streams.
Oh.
Maybe I had enough for Happy.
Maybe.
It does sound about right for Happy. Speaking of which, we're starting a new project soon, aren't we?
Yeah, because off the back of this hugely successful one, we'd like to... Oh, God, the next step in the saga. James and Pete's road to world conquest. Yes, our next step in the saga is playing some game called Space Engineers, which, so far as I can tell, is complicated Minecraft.
Is it about engineers in space? Yeah. Well, it's voxel-based, not cube-based, so it can't really be Minecraft.
What's the difference?
Well, cube-based is cubes, and voxel-based is voxels.
What's a voxel? Is it just a smaller cube?
No, it's when... when you mine and you destroy terrain in Space Engineers, you destroy it in like an actual shape. You can go cut circles and stuff. It's not just squares.
Are the circles made out of smaller squares?
No, they're made out of little triangles or cones, technically.
Cones. Interesting. So we're playing complicated Minecraft ice cream cone edition.
Yes. But we're going to be playing Space Engineers, which we also would like people to join us.
Yeah, so if you own Space Engineers...
Or if you don't, just buy it and can play with us. I don't know how much it is at the minute.
I'll have to buy it too.
You don't need the DLCs because only the host needs them.
And that'll be you, I assume.
I might just get a host.
Oh. You're always spending money.
Yeah, but it's like
you spend money on this podcast. I should probably be halving that with you. But you spend money on this podcast. That blows my mind.
Yeah, it costs me like 20 quid a month to make this, but it's less than that. I load it again. It's about 12 quid a month to make this podcast, and then we make a grand total of fuck all.
Yeah, you're running this at a loss, and you openly admit that you don't enjoy it. Oh, well, okay, yeah. Might as well pile on the loss. I was saying something before, and I can't remember what it was.
Space Engineers is £15.50.
£15.50?
Yeah.
What a rip-off.
Great game.
We're not playing till after payday.
When's payday?
I don't know.
No, that's Lost Ark.
What day is it today?
Today is Friday.
Payday's not today, so it's next Friday.
I haven't been paid, so it must be next Friday.
Yeah. I'm still poor, therefore next week.
What day are we going to do it on?
You said do it. I don't know, because typically our stream night was a Friday. No, fucking hell, I don't know words.
I was going to say Friday could be the best day to do it.
It might be the best day. In fact, I find myself with more evenings free than I used to now, because Charlotte's gone back to work, so...
You said enough of your shit and run away as well?
No, she's just sick of asking me for money and wants her own, which is fair enough. It's like, if she's not working, she asks me for money, the answer's no, I've not got any, I used it all to pay the bills, so you get a job or you don't have. That's the way it goes.
But yeah, so what we're going to be doing on Space Engineers is we're going to start in space on either an asteroid or a moon. I know moon's not technically space, but it's low enough gravity that it classifies as space as far as Space Engineers is concerned, because it's easier than being on a planet because gravity's a bitch.
Hang on a second, moon's not technically space.
It's not, so...
But the Earth is technically space because it's in space. It just has an atmosphere.
In an atmosphere.
Yeah, but you're still in space in an atmosphere.
Alright, we're going to start exo-atmospheric.
Exo-atmospheric, that's cool. I like that. I know what it means!
The atmosphere.
God, you found a new way to be condescending, didn't you? That means when you talk down to someone, James.
I love saying that. But, yeah, so what it... Because to learn the basics of the game, technically playing on a planet's easier because you haven't got to worry about, like, oxygen and shit, and hydrogen so much.
Remind me to get a good night's sleep before we play this, because all you're doing is explain it to me, and I'm bored.
But, in space makes it easier because ships are easy to build because there's no gravity, and gravity's a bitch. And we can build ships, and we'll end up building a space station, and eventually we'll run out of things to do, and we'll start making dogfights.
By which you mean making
dogs.
Like, no, okay, not fighting dogs, but like ships that will fight each other, yes?
Yeah.
That we'll have to pilot to fight each other.
Yes.
Okay, so not ones that have an AI that will fight for me.
No.
So I'll have to drive a ship.
Yes.
You'll probably find me just burrowing through the terrain. Can I dig through a planet and get out the other side?
Yes.
Yes.
You'll be there for about a week, but yes. Asteroids are a bit easier, they're a bit smaller.
No, I want to do a planet. A big one.
Well, when you get the game, you can start doing that in your spare time, and when we all come on, we'll do the...
Hang on. I'm just going to have to pause things for a sec, James. If it seems like something was just cut out of the podcast, then you are correct. Something was just cut out of the podcast. And if it seems like there's a guinea pig squeaking behind me, you're also correct. There is a guinea pig squeaking behind me.
Sorry, we just discussed the perfect way to cut back into the podcast because you had real life stuff going on.
Yeah.
That was it.
That was it.
That was what you got. I've got a brilliant idea, and he says that.
Yeah, just address the cut.
It's going to make it easier for me.
It's just address the cut. Then then it's done. Then isn't it? We don't have to blend anything. You don't have to
wear dresses, don't you?
What?
You like wearing dresses, don't you?
Yes. Wait, why did you say that?
Why did you agree to it?
I don't know. I'm tired. You're taking advantage.
That's not the only way I'm taking. I'm going to stop for that.
Yeah, you better stop that right now.
Speaking of degenerative things, I got a stag night next weekend.
Oh Jesus! Who's getting married?
People. Guy I work with.
Oh, that's cute. Oh, is this the one you were arranging the wedding for?
Well, helping arrange it, yeah. I also arranged the stag night. We're going paintball.
Very nice.
My dumbass arranged it on the same day as the first Formula 1 race of the year.
Oh, now you're going to have to choose.
Well, I'm going on the stag night because we're going paintball, which is fun. But
you're missing the first Formula 1 race of the year. And you call yourself a fan. Meanwhile, I won't miss it. I won't watch it, but I won't miss it either.
Well, you could watch it for me and give me a run-by-run, or lap-by-lap, should I say technically, rundown on what happened.
That'd be very easy. Car go vroom. One car is winning. One car is not winning. Several cars are not winning.
What if different car starts winning?
Then I'll say red car takes over green car or whatever.
There are red and green cars racing this year.
Are there yellow cars?
There's a papaya car.
Papaya? Oh, you have my interest now.
It's papaya coloured. Papaya and blue.
What colour's papaya?
Like an orangey yellow.
Oh, I don't know what a papaya is. Is it a fruit or something?
Fruit, yes.
Right. It could be an animal for all I know.
Proof we are fat people. What's papaya?
Someone was talking about healthy eating in one of the Discords today, and I didn't know what this vegetable. I can't even remember what it was now. I didn't know. I had to Google it. Just go as a vegetable. It's like, oh god, could you get any fatter? See, he was complaining because it's his diet month. I think he said it is, and I was bragging saying I had pizza, and then, yeah.
Vegetables you got scared?
It turns out I'm fat and stupid, which is a side effect of doing nothing but sitting around and eating fatty foods.
That's why there's a carrot on your desk still.
It's not a carrot, James. It's Play-Doh, and I'll have you know, sometimes I clean up, but it is still there.
Are you sure it's Play-Doh?
Yes. Mostly because it's actually red and black and not orange at all.
Have you licked it?
No. You know what it does look like? Is it looks like a severed finger. And it looks like the no, but it looks like the part that was severed is like the sort of the black part of it there, because it's only small. It's like snapped or chopped.
Count your fingers, Pete.
1, 7. I have to take my socks off. Hang on. I'm from the north, remember?
North,
yeah. Oh god, we had the same idea.
Well, see, there should be 11 then.
There should be, and they're webbed.
Help you swim.
Well, no.
When the north inevitably floods.
Sometimes we fall in the canal. It's nothing to do with anything other than poor balance.
You don't need to swim when you're in the canal, because you can just stand on a layer of trolleys.
I was just going to say, actually, yeah, it's probably that full of crap. You should walk along it.
If you fall in the canal, drowning is not an issue. Tetanus, maybe.
Yeah, tetanus is a big issue around here. Tetris is also a big issue around here.
Are you still trying to count your
I
fingers?
gave up after the 19.
That's before A, isn't it?
Wait, it's in the third set of brackets.
When did math start getting letters? I don't like it.
I don't know. I struggled when the plus sign turned on its side. That's times X, you know.
I know what you get.
Right, I'm just making sure that you understood before I decided that it wasn't funny.
It just wasn't funny.
No, that's a theme for me, though, isn't it? I say things. I think I'm funny. I think I'm a lot of things. I think I'm like a reasonable human being, and I realise that I'm not at all. No, I think I might be friendly at some point.
Nope.
Understanding.
Nope.
Empathetic.
Nope.
Pathetic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You were hoping I was going to say nope again, then, weren't you?
No, I was hoping you'd pick up on that. I just took the M off. Well, I took the EM, but the sound is M. Do you see? This is the problem: is that I'm an idiot and I just say words.
Back to this could be no awkward silences because you're just going to bimble along.
Yeah. So, and I will until you stop me. You know, it's.
What if I don't stop you? I want to know where you will end up.
Where will I end up? Indeed. Hey, you know what I did not yesterday. It wasn't yesterday at all. It was like a week ago. But time is relative. Time isn't real. It's just a concept.
Time is relative. Time is real. The measurement of time is the concept.
Yes, shut your face. Right, last week I decided, because I saw an advert for it, I saw an advert for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, so I thought, hey, cool, I'll play Assassin's Creed, and played Assassin's Creed 3. Yeah, that was...
That's not Valhalla, Pete.
No, but I wasn't going to buy a new game, was I? And I certainly wasn't going to install one of the other ones. I already had that installed.
It's on the Ubisoft Pass.
I don't
have Game Pass thinking about it.
No, I don't think so. It might be on Game Pass. I don't know. I haven't checked.
Ubisoft became part of Microsoft, didn't it?
No. No way. No chance in hell they bought Ubisoft.
Because
after buying Bethesda
the new Rainbow
and
Six
Activision. Rainbow Shits.
Yeah, Rainbow Six. What's it called?
There's a lot of games on Game Pass that are not Microsoft's.
Soft.
You know, yeah, that are not owned by Microsoft. There's a lot of games on there that are just random. Well, not random, but you know, independent publishers, etc.
Yeah, but Rainbow Six is a Ubisoft game. It's one of their big games.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it can't be on Game
Creed
Pass. I didn't think it was. That would be big news if Assassin's Creed made it on there, especially since publishers are pulling out of Game Pass now because Microsoft owns so many studios. Like, we're a few steps away from all the Call of Duties being on there. I reckon that we can brace ourselves for a World of Warcraft console release so it comes to Xbox.
I don't think that will happen.
No, I don't either.
I don't think it would work for
The Xboxes and other console MMOs are swamped with World of Warcraft clones anyway. There's no reason to bring World of Warcraft to it. If you want that experience on console, it's basically available.
The thing is WoW is so complex. There are so many layers to it. There just aren't enough buttons on a controller.
I think you'll find there'll be plenty of buttons on a controller.
I mean, like, some
WoW isn't that complex. It's not as complex as you make it out to be.
There's some rotations on characters.
It's not.
You need, like, 9 spells.
Yeah, that'd be fairly easy to do.
And your character controls.
Yeah, that'd be very easy to do. Very easy to implement.
All of that at once. And quite often you might need all of it at once, as well as
okay, right, okay.
spells, but then you've got all
I have
your
an
other
Xbox controller here
as well.
I have an Xbox controller here. I'm gonna click the buttons and I'm gonna count them for you. All the active buttons on a regular Xbox controller. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 buttons. Are you telling me that you could not squeeze 9 spells, your player controls and chat controls into 18 buttons?
Well, I'm just trying to think what other things you're going to need as well, because you haven't got the mouse. So you're going to need 9. We'll say 9 spells as your main rotation.
Yeah.
We'll say 5 utility. That's really being generous. You probably need more than that, but we'll say 5 utility. So that's 14.
Right.
You're going to need next and previous target.
Hang on. What do you mean? What's a utility button?
Potions, that sort of thing.
Right.
Potions, mounts.
So the way games get around this is by having radial menus. You hold a trigger, a little circle appears, and you select. It will work. The game is so passive, it will work. You talk as if like you need like millisecond reactions for it. It's not Counter-Strike.
The game is passive as in the level you play. When you get to raiding, you do get down to the points of milliseconds reactions.
No, you don't.
You do.
No, you don't. I've watched raids.
Running on for
I have watched the raids, and you are exaggerating because you love the game so much. It is very, very passive.
There's an e-sport for racing to world first. At that point, there has to be.
Racing. So there's an e-sport for doing something wildly specific and not core gameplay. That doesn't count. That's not what I'm talking about. To appeal to the core audience for an MMO, it can be done on a controller. You're talking shit.
But then that's the thing, is if you get into the MMO and then can't do what you want to do, i.e. high-end raiding, you're going to be disappointed.
Or you just shift to PC.
That's one of the core points of WoW. It's one of the things that has kept it going so long, is the endgame content. That's what most MMOs lack. I've played
the endgame content was boring as fuck.
You never really did the endgame content.
Exactly, because I got bored as fuck trying to get to the endgame content. You made the game boring for me.
I accept that. I've said that before. I said if you were to play again, we'd just leave you to it. I'm trying to convince
So what you're saying is, to enjoy the MMO that's specifically designed to be massively multiplayer, to enjoy it you should play alone and not with your friends. No. Is that what you're saying?
You should experience the game for yourself, and you should meet people and play it with other people, but there's no point coming with us because we all did it 10 years ago.
So why did you encourage me to do that?
Because we needed a healer.
Right, okay, so for your own personal stupid gain. And this is another reason people don't steer towards MMOs, is the toxic online community.
Well, I'm saying now, if you were to come back to
I'm just pushing your buttons, James.
I know you are.
Okay.
We're trying to convince Jack to come play with us.
I don't know who Jack is.
A friend of mine. He's playing Lost Ark at the minute and enjoying it. He's never really been one for MMOs at all, but he's enjoying Lost Ark. We all are. And wow, they're announcing the next expansion for retail in 8 days.
I've watched a grand total of 8 minutes of Lost Ark, and it doesn't need to be an MMO.
It kind of does.
No, it could be converted into a much less tedious experience if you just moved it to single player and rescaled it a bit.
It's not that tedious at all.
It is massively tedious because you're just playing a more complicated Diablo.
Yes, but there is so
you're adding busy work to the game, making it less fun.
How are you adding busy work?
Because you are. You're extending the gaps between advances in the story and character builds and things like that.
See, this is what a lot of people are whinging about. I managed to get from the first core section, which gets you up to level 50, to the second section. I did that in about 4 hours. And in that time, I wasn't grinding anything. I wasn't doing dungeons over and over again. I was doing all the side islands, but I followed a set order to do them in, which is the most efficient way to get around it. But there are so many side islands.
So you followed a written order of the most efficient way to do it?
Because I was trying to catch up.
But that's just not the point of it. See, that's annoying.
Yeah,
You're trying to catch up. So you've taken away the fun of the game by following a fucking guide. You've not discovered anything for yourself. What's the point in playing?
Shut up a second. Let me
No, I
actually
don't. I
talk.
don't like you talking.
I like being as high a level as possible. That is what I want to do in games. I want to achieve the highest point possible and then go back and explore the rest of it. That's how I like to play games. If someone wants to go
so
in
stupid.
and bimble around and do what they want to do, you're more than welcome to. I'm not saying you can't do that. The way I wanted to do it was to get as high as possible. If you don't care about getting to the later content and all that lot, don't do all the side stuff on the way up.
Right, so I just want to get one thing straight with what you said there. What you want to do is get to the highest level possible and then go back and experience the game. So what you want to do is get to the mega end game ultra super content before you even know if you like the game.
Well, no, because I know I like the game because I like the combat system. I like the main story so far.
But you just said you want to race to the top and then go back and experience it.
Yeah, so, but it's not like I'm skipping cutscenes over that. There are multiple continents, but there's lots of little islands which have no key on story, and they just give you different rewards for different things. It could be mounts, could be pets, could be songs, whatever it is. Could be currencies for different things, could be skins, whatever. I've not been doing them so much unless they are ones that will benefit my character in a eye level point of view. But there are loads of them that I've been going around people have been doing. I've been trying to push my eye level hard, whereas, for argument's sake, Jack has been more focused on trying to get his tone, which is like your collections, collecting things on the ground, collecting all the story side of it. He's been focusing on getting that as high as he can because that's what he's enjoying. I like having a high eye level. I want to get to the end game raid content and all that lot because that's what I enjoy doing in MMOs. It's what I've always enjoyed doing in MMOs. That's why I still play WoW and why a lot of other MMOs bore me. Because I like the team competitive nature of raiding.
I don't relate at all.
You've never done it.
At that point, but at that point, you're not really playing a game, are you? You're competing in something. And where's the enjoyment in constantly competing?
You're competing to beat the game.
Well, no, you're not. You're racing other people to the top.
Not necessarily. You don't have to be. Some people go for world first progression, or we'll go back to WoW now because obviously I know more about the endgame in that than I do in Lost Ark. I'm not there yet. In WoW, they race to get the world first. Granted, they do that. I've done that before. Not world first, obviously. I was never good enough for that, but we got high end first before. And I enjoyed doing that. But now, when I raid, I don't raid at that level. I raid at a lot more casual level. I haven't got to play as much. But still, the challenge to beat the boss at current content level is what you call it. You call it ahead of the curve. Because, in theory, I could go on WoW now and go to a raid that came out 5 years ago and walk through it as one character by myself and clear it fine. That's easy. But the current tier content, the current mythic highest level content there is, I will not be able to kill at the minute. I will have to work to get my character up to a level. I will then need to find 19 other people who are willing to work together as a team and spend quite a lot of time working together to perfect the techniques you need to kill that boss. That's what I enjoy doing about WoW. That's why.
Why is that enjoyable, James? That's just adding so many layers of stress to playing a game.
It doesn't have to be stressful.
It does. It does have to be stressful. We can't coordinate 4 people to turn up and play Factorio, and you're talking about coordinating 20 people to not only turn up and do the raid, which is required to have the 20 people for whatever fucking reason, but
20
also
is the max
for them
level.
to.
The lower levels are flexible, so you can have between. I think it's currently 10 and 25, and the raid adjusts to your composition.
It's just no. I'm sorry.
I
don't understand why you enjoy it.
I've yet to find a WoW tier where I've not been able to find a guild to raid with.
But that's because there are sweaty individuals like yourself out there who will do it. But the problem I've got there is then you've got a guild full of sweaty individuals who are adding a level of stress to what they're doing as their pastime, which I just put in air quotes so nobody can see. It is, I guarantee that you've been stressed over raids before.
I have been stressed over raids before. I'm not denying that. It doesn't have to be stressful, I said. But at the same time,
how often were you stressed over raids?
Depends what level I was trying to raid at.
So quite a lot then.
No, I haven't tried to raid high end for about 10-15 years now.
But back
no,
when
about
you
10 years.
did.
Well,
you were
that's what I
stressing
did,
quite
but
a lot
not
about it.
particularly because I was like 14. 10 years ago? I've been 20. It was longer than that. I was about 14 doing it. It's just about 15 years ago.
It's just that passage of time hitting us
Yeah,
again.
14, 15 when I started raiding high end, and I probably wasn't stressed because I was 14, 15. And you know, there's nothing to stress.
I don't know.
You at
I
that
remember
point.
being. There is. I hated school. I was. It would.
I
not
was
for me.
too tired from raiding all night, so I didn't pay enough attention to hate it.
Fair enough. But no, you know, a lot of people say like, "Oh, I'd love to go back to school." There was no. No, I'm fine. I
wouldn't mind going back to sixth form
No, I didn't even go, so I don't know. But
because it was a lot more chill. We didn't turn up half the time. We used to get KFC pretty much every day, and it was just a bimble for 2 years.
so you wasted time.
I got the qualifications I needed to get to university, which I then spent 4 years wasting and somehow managed to scrape a degree out of it.
Yes. Yeah,
Students.
I don't like the way further education works.
You don't know. You haven't done it.
Not through my own not through my own experience, admittedly, but so the work demographic I have is people who are just starting university in general, people at college going to university, and one of the biggest topics of conversation is what they're going to spend the student loan on, and everyone's going on holidays or buying a car, and it's just like, for fuck's sake, that is not what you've got it for.
Yeah, but they're the ones that have to work. If you're sensible and you don't want to waste your money, your student loan is enough to get and live on at university. If you want to go on holiday and stuff, you need to have a job.
Yeah, but then most of them just drop out of university anyway.
Well, then,
and then the rules around paying it back. No, I know, but then they're enticed by that student loan to do so because it's just a huge cash sum that if they don't earn enough in the future to pay back, they never have to pay back anyway. It's absolute bollocks. It must be like hundreds of millions a year of money just injected into teenagers and wasted.
I don't think that dropout numbers will be that high. I don't know what the numbers are, but I don't think it's as high as you think. Obviously, you have a demographic of people that...
Okay, I'm not talking just about the people who drop out. I'm talking about people who just waste the money on stuff that's nothing to do with being a student.
But then...
And then people who come out of university and don't use the degree for anything and just end up in minimum wage jobs like myself anyway.
So if they end up in minimum wage jobs, that's different. But a lot of people don't use their degree in the... Say they do a degree in... For argument's sake, we'll go for me, aircraft engineering, but I don't use that degree anymore because I work in mechanical engineering, in car mechanics.
No, but you did use it, so I wouldn't count that as wasted.
But let me try and go what I'm trying to say. A biggest part of a degree isn't the subject matter, it's how you get the information. You learn a lot of skills for being at university. You don't even realise you're learning until afterwards. Like the ability to research stuff. And be able to research stuff and cite things correctly, because we've all seen it at the minute on the news. The amount of people sharing information on Facebook and all that lot, and they're sharing it from just some dodgy ass news site that nobody's ever heard of.
They're purposefully doing that though to get people to click on stuff.
Not always.
A lot of the time, people want social media clout.
I wouldn't say that.
I turn a very cynical eye to that sort of thing. I think that it's purposefully shared in a vague sense.
No. I'd say it depends who you've got on social medias and stuff as well. Obviously,
I don't use social media anymore.
No, but just as a generic one there. But there's a lot of people on social media. It's normally someone else has shared it, and they'll see it and go, "Oh no." For argument's sake, we'll use Ukraine because it's an easy example because it's what's in the news in the moment. Russia have sent nuclear weapons to Ukraine, but it's not. It's a clickbait article off a dodgy website which stole it off another dodgy website, and it's complete Chinese whispers at that point. And that information is not to be trusted.
No, but that headline was written with the specific purpose of gaining clicks.
It was, but I'm not talking about the headline. I'm talking about the person who shared it. Doris from, I don't know why I went for Doris, but Doris from down the road who saw it from her friends.
God damn it, Doris.
Yeah, but has done no research into seeing if it is a verified information.
But that's why the headline's written like that, to get people to panic without research.
Yes, but that's a dodgy website.
It is a dodgy website, you're right.
But what I'm saying is, one of the skills you're supposed to learn at university is how to verify what is a dodgy website, what is a more legit website. Because you have to.
I don't think that's specific to university. I think that's just being a grown-up and being a little bit cynical of what you're reading.
It's one of the skills that get taught to you.
Okay, so you're saying that
that's-
only people who go to university learn
No,
that?
I didn't say
because
only.
I
did
know
I?
that, and I didn't even touch
I
college.
didn't say only, but I said it's something that a skill is taught there. I'm not saying it's the only way you can learn that skill,
But you don't need a £9,000 student loan for that.
No, but there's a lot of other skills as well. I'm not saying that's all you learn either. You're being really argumentative, and it's annoying me now.
I am being very argumentative. I'm very tired tonight, so naturally I'm grumpy and just want to make you grumpy.
There's a lot you can get from university. There's a lot of life skills you can get from university as well, which a lot of people wouldn't get otherwise.
Yeah, like living on just noodles because you spent all your money on drinking
Mate,
constantly.
when you learn how good a toast sandwich can be, I can cook a full fry up without making any dishes.
That's fucking impressive, actually.
It is. It does involve normally minor burns and a cut from the can, but so no, it makes one dish. Sorry, it makes one dish. It makes a bowl, which is what I cook the eggs in because I scramble the eggs. If you were to fry an egg, I suppose you'd have a frying pan. But you buy tinned beans and sausages together.
Oh god, it's so stupid.
Would you like to know the logic behind it?
No.
You're going to learn the logic anyway, I don't care.
Okay.
You get tinned beans and sausages together.
Yeah.
You open the can, obviously. You take the label off and put that directly on the hob. It's a metal tin, it's fine, just don't touch it. That's where the burn comes into it.
For God's sake.
So you put it on the hob, stick something in it to stir it as best as you can, get an oven glove to hold it, set the oven glove on fire, quickly blow it out, take the tin off, stir it, then put it back on so you don't set the oven glove on fire this time. You put the toast in the toaster, as you do, make toast. You then put the bacon in the bowl first.
You put the bread in the toaster.
Yeah, you put the bread in the toaster. You put the bacon in the bowl first, microwave that. I know it's horrible microwave bacon, but at the time I didn't have a frying pan. Take that out.
I'm just so depressed at this fry up.
And
It's not a fry up.
At this
You
point,
haven't fried anything.
no, you do fry nothing. At this point, your beans and sausages should be warm. So you put your bacon that you've just done there into the beans and sausages.
Oh, for God's sake.
It's just to keep it warm. You then get the eggs, put them into the egg bowl, the bowl you just had the bacon in, and scramble them up, all that lot, put the milk in, put a bit of butter in, put some salt and pepper in, chuck it in the microwave, 30 seconds stir, blah blah blah. You know how to cook scrambled eggs. Take it out, put all of it in the bowl, mix it all together and eat it. Here you go.
Scrambled bacon fat eggs.
Shut up, don't tell me you don't want some right now. It sounds good, doesn't it?
This is what it's going to be like when the world ends, isn't it? I'm going to have to make notes here so that I can do this thing to survive. Oh, God.
Other tricks you learn at university is like how to get pissed on a fiver. It's like shotgunning drinks and all that lot. Just get more air in your system, get drunk faster.
You're not selling me the life skills section of things here because these are all terrible life
I
choices
can't
that you're
remember
talking
any other ones.
Oh, good Lord.
You learn how to stay awake for 24 hours straight trying to write an essay.
So you don't learn time management, that's for sure.
You do, by the end of it, you do learn time management. That's the thing.
You learn through the harshest possible lessons.
3 weeks solid awake on Pro Plus and like snorting caffeine at this point to get a dissertation
Jesus.
done. You learn to never procrastinate again. That is it. You are done.
Hey, speaking of snorting caffeine, I'm not wearing a wire, don't worry, but have you ever snorted a substance?
Yes, but it wasn't an illegal substance.
Same.
What have you snorted? I bet mine was more
Chili
painful.
flakes.
Oh, I don't know. That sounds quite painful, actually.
It was fucking horrible, actually, yeah. Chili flakes are sharp, James. Nobody tells you that.
Anything you snort is supposed to be sharp. It's supposed to be sharp. It's not supposed to be sharp, but it is sharp. That's why it'll melt your septum away if you're snorting cocaine and stuff. But
I don't recommend it at all. Although I did win a bet.
How much did you win?
£55.
Oh, worth it.
I don't know. I don't know if it was.
But when we used to do our walking and hiking, sorry, it's the better term. Walking just sounds weird, doesn't it? When I used to walk,
Before you started hovering.
yeah, we used to buy military ration packs online, or there's a what do they call the shop? Surplus shop in down here. You can get them from. So you just buy the whole pack. It's 24 hours worth of food. which is great.
Is that like 24 hours of non-stop eating? Are we talking like a buffet here, or?
No. It's not good food. It's what we serve the soldiers, so it's going to be shit food. That's why you join the army, isn't it, for the bad food?
I wouldn't know.
But it's a cardboard box, probably, 30 centimetres by 30 centimetres by like 20 centimetres. So it's not a particularly big box, but you can get your food, all the food in there. It comes with like a tea and coffee bag. I don't know what's in it now. 3 meals, a breakfast, a lunch, a dinner, and a dessert. They're all boiling in the bag, so you literally just put the bag in boiling water, leave it for 5 minutes, and it's done. In air quotes there.
What kind of dessert? Rice pudding, I assume.
Treacle pudding's the best one that I can remember. That's pretty good. I think there's
I
a
love
crumble
rice
one.
pudding.
Crumble's not nice. Well, I think there is a rice pudding. It's treacle pudding and custard, actually, thinking about it. That's all right, except the pudding's a bit
I
like
could
a
eat
hockey.
that right now.
The puck's a bit like a hockey puck, but once you like sort of chew through it a few times and like make a few dents in it, it's edible at that point. Then it comes with some biscuits brown. That's what the packet says.
Nice.
Biscuits fruit. Yeah, it's like 2-3 packs of biscuits, a bar of chocolate, normally some fruit and nut mix, that sort of thing, and it's just enough to get around. But it includes tea, coffee, and a hot chocolate powder. The other thing it includes is a drink powder, and it's either orange or lemon, and it's known as scree. I don't know why. That's just what it's known as. But it's literally like a powder you put into water to make it into like a lemony drink, and it's quite a high energy carbohydrate drink. It's designed to keep your energy up and all that lot. Snorting that stuff is like, I don't know, you see time.
All right.
It's just, you know, when you like anywhere cheap, you get like the chemical orange or chemical lemon drinks.
Yes.
Normally it's made from this stuff. It's the same powder.
Oh, right. Okay.
So it's,
and you see time.
Yeah, so you get sugar, probably bits of glass and stuff to pack it out to make it look like you get more. Caffeine and chemical lemon or chemical orange flavoured. All of that direct to the brain. It's not good.
No, that's not good at all.
And if you eat it rather than drinking it, if you put like, say you've got a pint calash, you'd put like 2-3 spoonfuls in. If you eat 2-3 spoonfuls and drink a pint of water, it's not enough. You need about 8 pints of water to make it work. That's still, it's blah.
That's disgusting.
It's the shit we used to do when we were bored walking. Like, we've been walking for fucking 40 miles now. What should we do? Let's start snorting shit.
So,
like.
is there a reason that you used to buy army rations instead of just, making a packed lunch?
Because we'd go for like 2-3 days.
You can make 2-3 days worth of food.
And tends to end up taking either too much space up, weighing more, or not being enough energy.
Oh,
you think it's
okay.
2-3 days of proper exercise? We'd easily, over 2-3 days, we tended to average about 30 to 40 mile a day.
What's that in steps?
Oh, fucking no. I'm 82 steps to 100 metres I used to be. Don't ask me why I know that. Again, you get bored.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a very specific guess.
40 miles in kilometres. 64 kilometres. So that's 64. Divided by. No, it'd be times by, sorry, wouldn't it?
This is some in-depth mathematics we're doing here.
If I've done it right, which I probably haven't. No, that's something right. 52,500 steps.
Okay, because I was going to say, I do like 25,000 steps a day just at work.
Yeah, so double the distance, over rough terrain, with a tent on your back. Well, all your clothing, survival kit, tent, and food on the back. That's the other problem with food, is, especially when we did our goal, when it was 5 days, you got to carry 5 days worth of food with you. That's heavy.
It gets lighter heavy as the days go on.
It does get lighter as the days go on, but your back hurts more.
Fair enough.
My back was ruined for like 3 days after gold. I couldn't, this is why my back hurts now, I think. I think I've done too much damage with it as I was younger.
My back hurts because I slouch over a desk a lot of the time.
I also slouch, I'm overweight, which doesn't help, but it's not going to be right anyway, no matter what.
You see, I got sick of slouching over my desk playing video games, so I bought miniatures to slouch over my desk and paint instead.
Get a better chair. Stop slouching.
My chair's fine.
Not if you're slouching.
I don't have to slouch. I choose to slouch.
Well, stop.
No, you can't make me. You're not my real dad.
Am I not?
No. Well, first of all, you're younger than me.
Are you sure? Have you ever actually seen? I could have been grooming you.
I wouldn't put it past you. You do strike me as the type of person to groom strangers.
No, I groom strangers' dogs.
Ah, that's... Oh, that was on the business card you sent me, yeah.
Your business card?
I don't know. I'm basically drunk talking right now because I'm that tired.
You drunk still the funniest thing I've ever seen.
No, that didn't happen.
It did happen.
It didn't happen. There's no proof.
Had alcohols.
Nope. Fake news.
I don't think it's fake. I'm pretty sure it's true.
Nope. Never happened. No, there's no proof. You've got no proof.
After was there.
That's not proof.
Arthur
Getting someone to say, yeah, it happened, isn't proof.
Arthur
Take it to court, James.
Source.
After some of the things he sent me today, he's not.
He's a beautiful source of disturbing images.
I'll give him that, yeah.
He is
Oh, dear me.
oracle of disturbing images and videos.
Yeah, if you ever want a reason to scratch your eyeballs out, just ask him to send you something.
Yeah, just ask Arthur to send you like the recent funny video he's found, and they're not funny.
I was going to say, you put funny in air quotes there, please.
They are very not safe for work. They're not safe for life.
No, they're not safe for anything. They're not safe for human consumption. I'm still reeling from the two he sent me before.
Which is your favourite?
I'm not. No, there is no such way of picking a favourite one.
Which was your least worst?
They're equal amounts of bad.
The sand
Actually,
one's
no.
worst.
Okay, yeah, the sand one is the worst. Oh shit! Why am I thinking about it? I hate this.
If anyone wants these videos, just ask them. People send them to
nobody should ever want them.
you. No, you shouldn't. Even the guinea pigs are annoyed by it.
Yeah, I know. It's, Ginger Nut, be quiet.
Do guinea pigs respond?
Kind of. They're playful enough.
Do they know their names?
No. But
Do you know your name?
Sometimes, if you go over to the cage, they'll like climb it to have like tickles and stuff. They're really cute. They're an excellent pet. Oh.
Just let you stroke them. Or him. Only one really did.
Well, one of our guinea pigs is very old and is probably going to die soon.
You're very old and hopefully going to die soon.
Thanks for that, James. I wasn't already going to be sick that 2002 was 20 years ago.
So I'll send you one of the videos from Arthur again. That'll really make you sick.
No. When the guinea pigs die, I'm going to get rats. Because guinea pigs don't live that long. I say make it sound like I'm just sat waiting for them to die, but the lifespan is 3 to 5 years. I've got one who's nearly 6.
Get
so
a hamster.
She's on borrowed time. I don't want hamsters are horrible pets.
Why are hamsters horrible pets?
Because they bite and they're aggressive and they're fucking loud.
They never used to bite me. Although I think we were talking about this at work the other day. All hamsters are suicidal.
Yeah, they are, and they don't have any concept of height.
They have no concept of height or self-preservation or don't go in the fever.
No, they need to be kept in cages. There is no other way about it.
It's for their own safety at that point.
Yeah, it's not because it's a convenient place to keep them. If they're not in a cage, they will find creative ways to die.
I had lots of hamsters growing up. I had 2 electrocute themselves.
Jesus Christ, man.
What?
Where were you keeping them?
They were like in their ball, rolling around. Both times, this happened twice. One of them escaped from the ball due to a wire before we had a chance to stop him. He literally just beeline straight to his wire, sunk his teeth straight to it, and then pop! No more hamster. I was quite distraught as a child for that. Another one rolled over a cable, which obviously had a slight bit of damage in it that we hadn't noticed before, and pop. That was inside the ball, so it contained the mess a bit better.
Oh, horrible. I think we're starting to reach the crux of your problems. This is like therapy. Hang on. Let me get my tweed jacket on and we can continue talking about this.
Pipe.
And how did that make you feel, Jay? Yeah, my pipe. I've got this my super glue and I'll put it in my mouth the other way around so I can't stick it to my lip. It's the other way around. It's fine.
There'll be a bit of super glue on the pot and you're going to get...
No, it's fine. It's the other way around. I promise. I'm not going to put it in my mouth. I'm afraid, actually.
I had another hamster to run up the Hoover.
Run up the Hoover?
It had escaped and it had been around the flat we were living in for a couple of weeks at this point. Every now and again we'd catch a glimpse of it, but we couldn't catch it. And Mum was hoovering. And as you know, you do the skirt board, you take the head off.
Yeah.
Took the head off. Moment she said, I wasn't there, but she said the moment it touched the floor, vroom, sprinted straight forward, dived up the tube, gone.
Wow.
Because it was a bagless Hoover, and
why are they so?
I don't know.
Desperate to die. Okay.
I had one fall down the stairs once. Yeah, he didn't survive.
How many hamsters have you killed?
I've not killed any. They've killed themselves about 5 times.
Well, see, we had an incident where we got Gertrude, our oldest guinea pig, Gertrude Perkins the second. We got her out. Well, the first, she's a spiritual successor. The first was a goldfish from back in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
So Gertrude Perkins the second, we had her out and she got behind the bookcase. There's a little gap. And I couldn't get her. And to move the bookcase out to get behind it, I would have had to have moved the sofa just because of the way it's arranged. And I didn't want to do that. So what I did was I planted a trail of kale on the floor to get her out and then hid behind a wall so that when she got to... So that, you know, that, ooh, a piece of candy. I quite literally caught her with that trick.
Piece of kale. Ooh, piece of kale. Ooh,
Yeah.
So that wouldn't work on you, would it?
No, not with kale.
Kale.
I'd go the other way.
Ooh, can of iron brew. Ooh, can of iron brew. Ooh, Scotch pancake.
Both of those things would definitely trap me. Just put them under a box with a string attached to a stick and you'll catch me, no problem.
Just put a sign saying, get in box, we'll provide iron brew. No, okay, then gets in the box.
It's worth the risk if you ask me. You know, like, worst case scenario is I don't get any iron brew, which is the state I entered the box. So the way I see it, it's like, you know, I only stand to gain.
So you could have your freedom but no iron brew, or you can be trapped but have iron brew.
I'd take the iron brew.
You'd take the iron brew, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
If anybody wants to steal a wild Pete, just have a can of orange drink. To be honest, if you just get a bottle of something orange based, it's close enough for Pete. He'll go for it. It's worth the risk. It could be iron brew.
If you get orange soda, you can tell the difference.
What, from sight?
Yeah, definitely. It's like it's more like, you know, because iron brew's quite translucent, quite, you know, you can see a lot through it a lot, whereas orange soda's cloudy. It's like Fanta. You can't. It's a colour, but you can't see through it.
But what if you just get some rusty water? It will taste the same as iron brew.
It would taste the same. Yeah, that's what iron brew is. It's rusty girder water.
It's from the canals.
It's from the canal. No, that's sludge and trolleys.
Well, see, that's why you keep falling in.
Which is actually sludge and trolleys is the taste of Tizer.
Tizer's great. Don't you knock Tizer?
I never said it was bad. I just said that was the taste of it.
Oh, okay. But I say, is that why you keep falling in canals? Because it looks like iron brew and you get excited?
No, actually, no. But just speaking of canals, when I used to walk to work, not the time that I thought I was going to get mugged and they just asked me for a lighter, but when I used to walk, because what I would do,
gang.
Yeah, I used to walk along the road, but then coming back home, which was like midday, I would walk along the canal, but it's not lit or anything like that, and it's if you go there, it's not that I'm bothered about running into anybody, it's the fact that I can't see the path to walk it. And so anyway, I come home that way because it's a nice walk. So it's along the canal for a bit, and then the path veers away and then comes back to the canal. And I saw 2 geese have a fight. And have you ever seen 2 geese have a fight?
No.
Because there's a hell of a display, and it's so loud.
They are terrifying.
Yeah, and they're really big. And there was one on the path, and everyone was just like it was just it wasn't doing anything, it was just stood on the path, and everyone was going round it, and I just thought it was hilarious. I went round it too, obviously. I was not going to start a fight with a fucking goose.
They'll break your arm, they will.
They're like 4.5 feet tall, these things, so it's like, and then they spread the wings, and the wings have got like a 10-foot span on them as well. They could engulf you in feathers and honking within 13 seconds.
Speaking of geese, when I went and picked up my new car, I almost got attacked by geese.
It's a horrifying experience.
Obviously, I was over my cousin's fiance's parents' house, and we were in the house at first, and like go through the paperwork and stuff, and they were like, "All right, walk to the back garden, go to the car." I went to go out the door first. I went, "No, I can't. There's a goose there." And they went, "Just go past it." I went, "No, it's a fucking goose." And they went,
It's a fucking goose. It's vicious. Your fight or flight kicked in there, James, and I'm so proud of you for picking the right one, because you would have died that day.
They just opened the door and like shoot the goose, and it's fine. I was like, "Are you sure?" Like, yes. Walk past the goose. I'm like, I don't know. I hid behind Emma.
I don't like the chances. I would challenge a goose.
I just look. Just the next time, I said, "What are you doing?" She's like, "You're a farm girl. You speak goose. Get rid of them."
The best thing you can do is offer another human a sacrifice. Actually, it's the only guaranteed passage.
It's like back to the bear safety. So I don't need to be fast. I just need to be faster than you.
Yes, exactly. Just give me a dead leg before we start running.
Exactly. I've got a good joke on that actually.
This better be good now.
A woman phones up. Well, I say we'll go 911 because they got more. So she phones 911 and says, "Operator, help! My husband's been shot. I think he's died." And they go, "Okay, right, we're going to send an ambulance and all that lot. Can you tell me what happened?" And it's just like there was a loud gunshot from the front room. I went in there and he's laid on the floor and he's moaning and all that lot. And the person's like, "Right, sounds like he's not dead yet if he's still making noise. So what I need you to do is go over and check to see if he is dead." She goes, "Okay then," puts the phone down. The operator's just listening, and all of a sudden they hear is chick, chick, poof. That's the phone. "Well, yeah, he's definitely dead."
What? That was the joke?
Yes.
That didn't contain a goose at all. I thought there was going to be a goose.
It was to do with running from bears, and so I don't have to be quick. I just have to be quicker than you, and if I'd shoot you in the leg, and then that's how my mind went. You just had an insight into how my mind works.
The joke was okay, actually. I quite liked the joke, but I didn't laugh because I was so disappointed that it wasn't a goose-related joke, because that was all my mind was on. I was like, how is this going to relate to goose? Does the operator turn out to be a goose or something? And how is that going to be funny?
Right, I've got a joke about a frog and a chicken. Will that help?
We'll see. Let's hear it, and then I'll tell you if it helped.
Right, there's a librarian. Weird start, I know.
Okay.
But there's a librarian in the library doing librarian things. Putting books, I don't know what librarians do, put books away, huh? And they sat there at the desk doing...
Tell people to shush.
Doing librarian things.
Yes.
And a chicken walks in. She stood there and just looked at the chicken and like, "The fuck?" And the chicken looks up and goes, "Book, book." And they're like, she gets 2 books, gives to the chicken, and the chicken wanders off. And they're like, "Alright, whatever." Back to doing librarian things. Come the next day, chicken walks in, puts the books on the counter, looks up and goes, "Book, book." So she gets 2 more books, passes it to the chicken, off the chicken fucks. She's like, "Right, okay, really weird now." So the next day, chicken walks in, gives the books back, goes, "Book, book." So she gives it 2 more books, and you think, "Right, that's odd this, I'm following it." So she follows the chicken. And wandering along, they're going down, they go through the park, they go through the shops and all that lot. Keeps following the chicken. Eventually the chicken goes to the animal hospital and goes in the lift, and so she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna..." Sees what the number the lift stops at and runs up the stairs to catch up, sees the chicken like going around the corridor, follows it, then chicken goes up into this room. So she's sort of looking through the window and like listening at the door hole, sees the chicken offer the books up to his little friend, the frog. The frog looks at the books and goes, "Read it, read it."
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Words From Our Mouths. I can't take any more of this. That's how we're going to end the podcast. I hope you're happy with yourself, because...
Oh, next week, get me to tell you the little green man joke. I'll end it on that one next week.
Oh, for God's sake. Oh, no more jokes. James, you're killing me, and not in a good way.
Please like, subscribe, follow, all that lot. on YouTube and on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts and on Google Podcasts and on other podcast sites. I don't know what they're called. Did I say Spotify? Go on Spotify
I don't know,
as well.
maybe you did. We're there too.
If you listen on YouTube, why don't you also do it on Apple's podcast? You don't have to listen twice, just download it again, because it makes us look good and we feel good. And every now and again we get an email saying you've reached the next milestone of downloads, and it makes us feel good.
And James loves the metric.
James just likes some form of feeling in his life.
Oh, that's sad. Okay, and also next week's podcast, you all better stay tuned for a bit of an announcement, actually. And I'm not even going to tell James what it is, but there's an announcement next
I
podcast.
don't know what it is now.
You're going to have to wait till next week.
Dick.
This has been Words from Our Mouths. I've been Pete, that's been James, and James is excited and confused and interested. Good night.
Read it.